I've never been this honest with anyone, with my family, with my grandparents, with my nieces. At this point, this is me and my computer and my beer, and I have no idea what I'm going to say. So, let's wish for good things. Hey guys, it's Seth King, and I'm an author. It doesn't have to mean you're some weird old guy taking calcium supplements who sits at a desk all day being a social recluse. I'm just an author, and I'm 26, and I love books, and I love writing books, and I happen to do both. I love books to an unhealthy extent. I live them, I breathe them. If they weren't made of paper, I would eat them. When I was growing up, my parents would tell me, go outside, get a life, like it was a problem. I couldn't stop reading, but eventually I had to tell them that books were a life, and I thought they were a good life, and I still do. And that's why I started writing them. My home life wasn't too fun. Not to bore you with any details, but I was one of 18 children, and books were the only place I could go to get away from that, to escape the fights in the bathroom and the dinner table arguments, and they were a refuge for me. And I remember this was at the beginning of the Harry Potter craze. I rented The Sorcerer's Stone, I think it was, and when I turned the last page, I just felt my whole life just rearrange itself. I just thought, like, Jesus Christ, this just changed my life, and I could feel that when I turned the last page. I could feel that I was a different person, and I just thought to myself, I want to do this forever. I want to dedicate my life to trying to do this, trying to replicate this moment for other people and give them that book moment where they say, wow, I just got changed by this glued together collection of pages. It's okay if you don't know me. Most people don't. I'm pretty D-list, but I am known for this book, which was backwards, Summer Remains, about the death of my brother, pretty much. It's not as depressing as it sounds. A few months ago, I had a problem. I was known for writing straight books where a dude falls in love with a chick and then bones her, pretty much. And the story that was coming to my mind didn't fall into that category. It was a true story from when I was in middle school, and I fell in love with a guy in my science class, I think it was. I was the worst student ever, so I don't remember which one exactly, but still want to cry when I think about it. He loved me back, but in the end, we both knew that we would love each other forever and that it would never work out. We spent a school year together and never spoke again. And it's been knocking around in my soul ever since then. And I knew for a decade that I had to write about it. Honesty is about that time of my life when I fell in love with someone that I knew I could not be with. And it just changed me forever. It sort of rearranged my cells. And when these characters came to me and started speaking to me, I knew I couldn't run from them. So I sat down and I wrote the book. And I was on the ground right over there. I'm in my studio right now. And this book destroyed me. Writing it just tore me apart and made me think of everything I could have had and everything I wanted that I never got. But at the end, it sort of cured me and made me reconcile what I didn't get with what I want in the future. Then I finished the book and I thought to myself, what the hell am I going to do with this? I'm a well-known author known for writing romances between men and women, and I have a novel about two teenage boys falling in love. Where is this going to go? How am I going to release this? I was terrified because I didn't know how anyone was going to react. You can't understate how difficult it was growing up in the Deep South, dealing with this. Nobody who's not from the South, that was a double negative, I'm sorry. If you are not from the South, you cannot understand how set in their ways everyone is. You can't imagine the level of, this is what I know, this is what I will keep knowing, this is what I will keep doing. A lot of people don't want to change. And that had an impact on me. Anderson Cooper can be on CNN, but that never reached down here. The South is an island, and that's what I grew up in. When I finished, I looked at what I had written, and I knew that it was beautiful. And I knew that I wanted someone somewhere to read it. So I sort of sat on it for a minute, and I said, what's going to happen with this? And then I turned on the news, and I saw governors in the South passing laws discriminating against gay people. I saw state legislatures pushing through acts that were terrible and 50 years behind the times, and I just sat down one day and I said, if I have this following and if I have this voice, no matter how D-list it is, I have to do something. I have to try to help. If you're here and you're not trying to help, then what are you doing? Why are you here? Why are you alive? So I wrote a little author's note about the guy from middle school, and I published it one day, and I thought I had lost my fucking mind. After I published my post on Facebook and social media, this kid who had been called a faggot and discriminated against and made fun of, I started getting messages from people saying, I get what you're saying, I feel you, I was one of these people, or I love one of these people, or my father was gay, or my sister was bisexual, or my brother killed himself because society didn't accept him. And sitting there and reading the messages of these people who had either read my post or my book, just sending love to me and telling me that they accepted me. I never had that, and I never experienced that. And to see that made me believe that humans could be good again, and made me believe that we weren't just lost here on some stupid planet, hating each other and stuck in ideas that were a century behind. And obviously I'm from the South. Some people hated on me, some people said I was sinful, some people in my personal life said I don't get it, I wish you didn't say that. And honestly, it makes me want to push harder, and it makes me want to get the book out there more, because there are so many kids like me. I never had a book like this when I was younger. I never had a book that told me I was okay and I was worth people loving me, and I deserved acceptance, and I deserved what everyone else deserved. And I know that putting it out was a good thing to do. The day I published the book, I was behind on my rent. I had $80 in the bank. I had nothing to lose but my dignity and my chance to say that I had helped as much as I could. So I uploaded the book and I pressed publish, and I took a sleeping pill and went to sleep. Now I just feel free. The book isn't huge or anything. A lot of websites and blogs don't want to touch it. They tell me they want something mainstream. But in the end, if I could help 2 little kids out there that were like me, I'm okay. Where do I go from here? The cool thing is that I don't know. And I don't know what people are going to think, or what book they would accept from me, but I tried and I used what I had to do what I could, and I'm glad. I know it's a weird dynamic to hear someone who writes books talk about books, but the thing is, I love them more than anyone does, and at the end of the day, I'm just a bookworm. Before this, I had never told this story to anyone. My family didn't know I was bisexual, my friends didn't know, my mother didn't know. I'm from the South and it wasn't easy. But one day I decided I just had to hold my breath and jump off the cliff. So I guess I'm off the cliff officially. It's all out there. One thing about me is that I'm a huge nerd and I have nobody to talk about my nerdy interest with. If I sit and talk about a book nonstop to somebody that I know, they're going to tune me out and walk away and get bored with me. So BookTube is like, why wouldn't you join that? Why wouldn't you talk to people that love the same nerdy shit that you do? Like, obviously I'm gonna do that. So just finding a community of people that care about the same things I care about has been awesome. That's been the best part of being an author. You meet people who like your books and like other people's books and who appreciate what literature can do for a person, because I think it does everything. Come back soon, and thanks for watching, and check out Honesty. Just so it doesn't